welcome to this week's episode of Vampires and Vitae. Happy New Year. Hope you made it through the holidays okay. Right now, we're going to hand things over to Tyler for a recap of what happened last week.
So, in the last episode of Vampires and Vitae, Anna, Dae, and Danika had a fun little ride with the unconscious NPCs, including Lawrence, who was thrashing and hissing as he was strapped to the top of a Humvee. Vol sketched a scene of Dae that made him a tad bit emotional, and Sprocket built a flying machine out of shopping carts, because why not? After a brief kerfuffle with the Queen's Guard, Anna spoke gibberish to them attempting to get in, and it was Sprocket of all people who actually got us through and inside the palace. Once inside, we met Josie, a southern woman who really didn't like us very much, can't imagine why, but did help us take care of the knocked out Rasputin and the newly vampiric Lawrence. The gang then went to the common room to drink some blood, and just when we were getting settled down, we heard a familiar royal voice saying, "Oh, Sprocket, hello." Terrible impression of Robbie doing an impression. What are you gonna do? Anyways, Lawrence is freaking out. Rasputin is knocked the fuck out. The Queen is here. Welcome to Vampire. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. I fucked up the ending. Here we go. We're going in right now.
Oh, I know you don't want to wear that. Please change back to how you're supposed to look. And she walks over and just gently takes his hand, and it does become a paw in his hand. That's better. It's been quite a while. Well, what horrible times to meet new friends. Hello.
Dae is doing that thing where he doesn't know if he should stand or not, so he's half getting off of the chair, then sitting back down, and then getting back up and being like.
A Vol comes behind you and slowly grabs your shoulder and just lifts you up to make sure that you know to stand.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. These are strange circumstances for us all. I've been told that you are the individuals. We don't have quite a lot of information from what happened in Vegas, but from what we are told, we know that you have been quite useful. I would say thank you, but I don't really have a lot of connections to the vampiric world. Hence the reason I've aged. They've tried to change me once or twice, so we create quite a barrier between myself and them.
You know, you need to stop going to the Tremors, honestly, Liz. I mean, I do not know how often I need to tell you these things.
Oh, and she takes down her spectacles and goes, "Anna."
I know, it's been too long.
Oh my God.
I've been so busy in Vegas with the David.
I must look so old.
No.
And you just look the way that you used to.
Just full of vim and vigor, right?
So when you said Rasputin, you actually meant Rasputin is here.
He's here.
Why isn't he?
Well, he's not in the greatest shape.
When is he ever in the greatest shape?
No, I mean not physically. I mean mentally. Maybe he's a little bit exhausted.
Oh no! Did you finally find a way to get him hungover?
The Camarilla did.
Pretty sure they were gonna kill him. Hi, I'm Dae.
Hello. I'm Elizabeth. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
She puts her hand out to the correct way. You feel now completely invisible hand come up and direct your hand underneath hers.
Just let it happen.
Yeah.
Goddamn Marion.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But oddly enough, from your perspective, Anna, this is in perfect form. He now puts his hand on your hip, and the bow begins to happen. He's just right behind you, exactly moving your body.
The only thing that gives it away is my terrified eyes.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh, what form you have.
Thank you so much.
You know what? He's worked on it his whole life. He loves royalty.
That's
Very
God
political,
save the
very
Queen.
proper.
there's quite a lot of history in our culture.
I love it.
Dae loves it.
I love the room. I love the paintings.
He spends most of his time in high society.
I do. I really do.
She slightly puts her hand, and it's nice and warm and just super soft, and the way she touches your face is gentle and genuine. Like, thank you for all that you've done, and I'm sure that we're all going to do more things together. And she pats you slightly on the shoulder and walks up. And who is this beauty? Yes, the ones with the wonderful pieces of equipment on your back. Who are you?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Hi. I'm Danika.
Ah, very nice to meet you. We have heard a small rumor of a...
Is it the snake thing?
Yes, I just wanted to say how much respect I have for someone...
Why is it always the snake thing?
Is our reports, although spotty as they are they wrong?
No, they are very accurate.
Well, then...
Credit where's credit is
good
due.
for you.
That was a one-time thing, guys.
Oh, the things
Yes, but Liz likes a ballsy girl. I mean, Liz likes a lady with a lot of moxie.
Oh, the things I've done just once. Could fill books.
I'm sorry, what? You're going to need to come back to that later.
Oh, that's why those books aren't written. And she pats you on the back, like just as she's pretty much kind of making her rounds, and she does end with you, Anna, and takes both of your hands, like in there. Like, you seem to have lost a little bit of spark. Has it been that horrible out there?
Well, I mean, you know what? Honestly, it has been a little bit rough. And you know, the Rasputin is not feeling well. And I do not even... Well, dear, you know what? There's been a lot.
I can understand a lot. And she reaches in. She goes out into her handbag. And there is like an old school remote. Like, you know, like with big numbers that are circled, like 1, 2, don't push. You know, like she goes over and she goes, oh, I think it's that one. Here's a live feed, and the 2 TVs that are over where the snooker table is. You see a traffic camera that's looking over the Camarilla building, and you watch Jay King walk almost in a trance, as it were. His chain's no longer circling, but over his shoulder. You can see that what he's done with his chains wrapped around his forearms has permanently scarred in that exact, you know, like the hot, like almost like it heated up the metal, and it looks like a tattoo now as blood is dripping down his paws. But you see the Camarilla building, especially you, Dae, always dreaming about legitimately bringing down the establishment. This building has been flattened. His fur flying in and out, you know, like just scattering from wind around him. It's like he's in the center of a large hurricane.
So we're going to need somebody to go and get him because he was, you know, he's part of what has been happening. And he's very important to the Rasputin.
I'm sure he'll find his way. Maybe.
Sprocket like pipes up because he would assume that if we had not at the hovel, that he should probably come here. Actually, us and the Queen and most of America have a pretty good working relationship, as you will. We take care of the things that they're just not prepared to take care of.
Okay.
But I don't believe he was probably very angry with Jerry and Tom no longer being with us. I don't know if we'd want him here right now.
Give him some time to cool off, maybe.
Yes, I don't think he meant to make the storm quite as large as he did. And as he says that, you can actually, even though you're underneath miles of concrete, you can feel the sway of the top part of this building just being rattled in this epic storm that is now coming down. To tell you the truth, I didn't think he had it in him.
You know, you should never, ever, ever underestimate your leaders.
That's...
Well,
he is alpha for he's alpha for a reason.
Well, he just became alpha. Our true leader in this area died.
Well, now he is your true leader. You need to start thinking of him
correct.
as this.
It's just that he'd never been taught the rituals to make this kind of effect. But with, and he looks at you. He's like holding back, not poking you with something. It is a strange time.
Yeah. Queen Elizabeth, Miss Elizabeth, Liz,
Yes.
Lizzie.
If it makes you more comfortable, Queen is okay, or
Lord Regent.
this is also acceptable.
Do you know
I believe
anything?
it's Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
Ah,
That's the one.
bingo,
All
but,
right.
uh,
Your Majesty.
It's better if they find it on their own.
Do you know anything about the new vampire that's
Oh yes.
hanging out? How's he doing?
We've made everyone comfortable. Rasputin, we've, from what I'm to understand, have put in a side room with an N64. And,
Good.
I'm sorry, a bathtub full of blood is a little incorrect for these particular places. But we
do
have,
what you can. Do what you can.
yeah, but we have hooked them up to what we know to help you. I believe that you met our emissary when it comes to the vampiric people.
Oh, Josie.
Yes, the Queen, the Church of England deals much more specifically with your kind. We try to live our life as the breathing type, the heart beats.
Gotcha.
But the smaller one, I'm sorry, what was it? Oh, Lawrence, yes, Lawrence. Unfortunately, he cannot be removed from his current restraints. He's already seriously injured one of our best orderlies. We think that this is probably best to keep him restrained.
Oh, okay.
But Josie is in that room at this time.
Good luck.
Is there something else that we need to know about? There has been some, let's call them oddities, when it comes to people not getting in on the right shift at the right time. For example, the report that I read is that someone has checked on him 5 times in 1 minute, which isn't physically possible.
Uh-huh.
And he's under the conclusion that he was there all evening for a shift.
He probably was.
Well,
He was probably both.
that doesn't make a whole lot of sense for
No.
me.
Do you need me to go down there, or
You're more than welcome to. None of you are our prisoners.
what do you guys think? Should I?
I'll go with you, Dae, if you would like.
Okay.
Do you want me to go with you too, Dae?
I would prefer that you don't.
You have almost tried to kill him like a couple of times.
Yeah.
Well, now he's almost trying to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it seems like a very tense situation.
All right, fine. Stay here.
Hang out with the queen.
Oh, she'd be like, sit down. Actually, the left-handed god actually comes up and puts his hand on your shoulder again. Actually, can you? I would like to give you something. I've never been saved before. In fact, my job is to save people.
I thought that Jesus was your savior.
That's my job here on Earth.
I think he means in the literal sense,
Oh,
Danika.
okay, sorry. Yeah.
Like actually saved.
Yep, got it.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay. So you hang out with the left hand of God.
All right.
Anna, you come with me. We'll go look at Lawrence.
That doesn't seem like a fair pairing to me, but okay.
James, real quick.
Yeah.
Did you get that computer hooked up?
Yeah, this is what we got so far. And he starts spreading out his, Mel is hanging out with him. She's very fast. No. It's this double encryption. You have to understand. No, you don't have to guess the code. And, like, they've had their little spat back and forth. But, like,
Okay.
every time that they get into an argument, whatever that argument does seems to propel them over the next, like, piece of equipment. Like, you know, like, it gets them over the hurdle. That just seems to be their relationship.
All right, James.
Yeah.
Do not lose these two things, okay? In fact, be very, very careful. And I hand him the dagger.
Hey, that's mine.
It's still yours. He's doing some research right
He
now.
hasn't seen what it does.
But that's mine.
This dagger,
He flips it in his hand,
Uh,
not knowing what it
vi-
does.
Dude!
if that so much as slices you, I'm pretty sure you'll die.
Oh, he hands it to his girl.
No.
He's like,
Don't
Hey,
not
that
give
is
it to
mine.
her.
Whoa,
You
whoa.
must keep a
Danica,
hold of
Danica,
it.
it's still yours. We're
We
trying
do
to
not
figure out what
want
it
one
does.
who is not of our kind to have it.
Yeah,
But that's my
vampire
special
only.
dagger. Kills all the vampires.
It's fine. Keep your pretty dagger. It's fine. And then she like pulls out. That's like kind of her thing is like
Yeah.
daggers. She's like, I have way too many anyway. Although that is quite nice. I like
That's
the
my
curvy.
one-shot dagger.
What do you
That-
mean the one shot?
Like, I stab people and then they disintegrate.
we collected it.
She now instantly looks very jealous, as if she just seen like a Louis bag, like on you, and is like, "Oh, you mean you kill anything?
Don't
if
even think about it.
Like if I poke
Dae?
an elephant."
Don't poke.
No,
No, not like that. Like vampires.
James, this we collected a long time ago during Set's ritual. It seems to be very highly important in terms of religious aspects as well as its capabilities of killing vampires.
Is there a sheath or
No.
No, I just kind of had it on my on my hip for a while, and then needed it and remembered it was there. Very lucky I didn't stab myself with it.
Yeah, when you really think about it, could have gone real bad.
That could have gone really
The
badly.
other thing, and I know this seems like a lot right now, James, but you've got all the information right now.
That's what I'm trying, yeah.
And I hand him the vial.
Hey, that's Anna's.
Actually, it's Rasputin's.
But it was Anna's first.
Anna traded it,
It's true.
and I did ask Rasputin, and he didn't say no.
He goes-
Technically.
He goes, "And what is this?"
Come in close.
He leans it. He leans it.
Closer.
He leans it.
That is the blood of Set.
He now takes both of his hands and extends them slowly in front of him.
I know.
And
You
he
can
goes-
put it on the
he
table
goes,
if you want.
Dude, seriously, dude, what the fuck?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you not a Jessica?
Yeah, but there's limits, man.
Yeah, see, that one I took from the guy who killed himself,
just
and
give-
then that one I got when I stabbed the snake.
Just give me a second, okay? I haven't been in the thick of it like you guys have for.
I always forget that this is weird for people at this point.
Yeah.
I
Are we
know, right?
desensitized?
It's very strange.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
okay.
Just throw him in the mouth with God every once in a while. They'll get used to it.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, and he does settle back down and
Deep breaths,
Yeah,
deep
right.
breaths.
he
You've got all the information that you need, I would hope.
he
They'll-
takes off his that once was beautiful dinner jacket and wraps the.
Oh my God, they're
thing
not
in
going
it.
to explode, James.
Yeah, right.
Chill.
But he doesn't want to touch the blade for. He hasn't seen you use this, but he knows that the absurdity of the things that you guys have done have come out to be true. He actually has read the files, so unlike the Camarilla had more information than you guys and the Queen did.
Yeah.
So whatever. In fact, you could have said anything about these two objects, and he would have believed you, bar none. So
That's why I figured,
yeah. So
he'll take care of them at
yeah,
least.
right. Yeah, he wraps up the dagger in his jacket, and he looks around, can't figure out a better option of it, and he puts the blood vial in his shirt pocket. And he bats it.
I swear to God, James, if you lose that,
We are fucked.
I mean,
we
like-
are FUCKED fucked if you lose.
and not in the good way.
Not at all.
Yeah, just because I'm a little, you don't normally get handed a vial full of a god's blood, but
I mean, they're blood flakes, but whatever.
he goes, yeah, okay, yeah, it's good, it's good, it's good. I've taken it in, I've metabolized it. We're all gonna be fine.
All right, read through that information. Tell me if any of this connects a dot.
I need you both to make a wits and insight roll for me. Actually, and Anna, you're close enough to see this as well.
What was it? Sorry.
Wits and insight.
4 successes.
Jesus, you've been rolling like a mad woman for the last 3 games.
Anna's in a mood.
Yeah,
Not
right.
bad, right?
How about you guys?
I got 2 successes.
I got 1 success.
All right. 1 success. Dae, you obviously see that, yes, he is able to deal with the scenario, and he's taking it very seriously. Like, this is something that you have given him a charge of, blah, blah, blah. Danika, with your 2 successes, correct? You've seen a Jessica work before with Jesse, and how precise they are, and never faltering, and never, they're just a one-minded machine. And you've also seen James, the way that he manipulated all of you so perfectly and charismatically the first time that you guys met while you were in the hospital ring of Elysium. When he rests his hand on that dagger, his hand has this very almost indistinct shiver, but you catch it. And you know that's not what a Jessica normally acts like. Anna, what you see is Mel hungrily looking at this dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's making little side, like as she's typing in between all of this, you can see little little moments of you can do what you want with this information, but that's what you know.
You know what? Maybe we should take the dagger with us.
Everything okay there, Anna? You're staring pretty hard.
You know, everything is okay. I just thought, you know what? I don't think that it should be out of our sight.
I don't think it should get anywhere near Lawrence, considering he is not in a good state.
Yes, well, I do not need to go into their room with Lawrence. I'm going to go with Dae to be there for Dae, not to be there for Lawrence. So I'm going to keep it wrapped in the jacket, but I'm going to take it.
Like that little shiver, like his hand immediately comes off of it and goes, "That's fine.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right.
No problem."
All right.
But like keeping hold.
But
of
you know what it
this-
looks like, right?
Yeah. In fact, I'm sure they have a lab in here. Do you want me to get it analyzed, or
No, I'm going to take it with me.
We can get
no,
we can
no,
get
the
blood
The
analyzed.
blood. I mean, do you want me to? I mean,
Oh, the blood.
If
yes.
you trust the queen.
Yes, I mean, I trust Liz with my life.
Okay.
Do you want to save some of it for any kind of blood ritual later on?
Well, I mean, you do not need to use all of the little flakes of blood
Yeah, they're just
for
gonna analyze it.
to
They're
be
not gonna
analyzed.
destroy it.
Yeah.
Your
So-
Majesty,
so-
could you oversee that that gets done with James?
of course.
Okay.
I mean, like you at this point we're sharing information.
Exactly.
I mean, this is a. In fact, I would like you guys to stay in London for as long as you can, so that we could maybe. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm sure that you did. The refugee camp in front of our wonderful home is starting to almost break past the seams that we can legitimately take care of this people.
Gotcha.
I would prefer, I mean, from everything that you've done so far. I will talk about it after.
I mean, really, though, I mean, wouldn't the Tower of London be an okay place to start putting up some of the refugees?
It just, we've lost control of our military.
The issue is
we had
making
no-
sure everyone's in the same little bubble. I think.
We had no idea the reaching of Pentex. They're in all of our technologies. They're the ones that we bought the weapons from.
That is unfortunate. Okay, so get the blood analyzed, James. The queen's watching you.
You see Sprocket come over and in his little paw, like puts his arms very sweetly over the queen. Little familiar.
And Your Majesty, please do not let Sprocket analyze. Sprocket, you can watch. You're not putting it into.
Oh, I'm not here for that.
Okay,
You're
well,
way
you-
more interesting than a sword.
Oh, I was talking about the blood of a god.
Oh, well, now a god's a god.
I'm just
It's
saying, don't put it.
unfathomable.
I'm just saying,
You are
don't let him put it in
interesting.
like a toaster or something. You know.
Hold on, do you have a toaster?
Oh my god.
And he walks away with the queen. He's like, "How about 5 toasters? I can definitely analyze." And he like does take the blood vial. And now is looking at it. You've sparked his interest.
No,
All right.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'll tell you what I can find.
No,
All right.
James.
Don't worry. We'll make sure that he's helping, not in control
Gotcha.
of it all.
That's all I worry about.
17 toasters. You guys see Sprocket leading Queen away.
With all this toaster talk.
Before they get to the door, though, you see the Lieutenant God come up to them and have a conversation, and there's nodding. Sprocket looks quite intense about the conversation, kind of wanting to come see this as well. So he leads the Queen out, and Sprocket and the Lieutenant God come up to you, Danika. I think that you should come with us. There's a gift, I guess you would say. So, yes, I want to try to facilitate what little power I have left and give it to someone that can do something with it.
Wait, what?
Why don't you come with us? I believe your friends are going someplace else right now.
I mean, I'm cool with that as long as Sprocket doesn't poke me with anything.
I can't be. Don't make me promise things I cannot keep.
Sprocket, I swear to God, if you put anything inside of my body.
Oh, that sounds so horrible when you say it.
What?
I just want to observe. I'm just going to watch. I've
Do
never
not
seen,
touch me.
It's fine. It's right. I believe this way.
If I end up in a giant toaster, Sprocket.
The toasters. That's right. Remember, I needed a certain amount of toasters to be done. I'll get back to the whole idea of he looks at the left-handed god and goes, "You've kind of spread my attention in two different directions, let alone the half-breeds. There's just so much information right now, but I do want to see this. Come with us, I believe, and all answers will be revealed."
I had no questions.
He's a little
the most Danica.
yeah.
Right.
What do you mean
Yeah,
answers?
right. He's a little bit.
Didn't ask you a
what?
question.
He's a little beside himself because he doesn't usually have to ask permission for anything. So he's like, whatever this is going to happen, like he's going to be more of an observer. So he's like not in charge of what this is going to be.
Yeah, Danica feels the same way.
Look, just
Yes, let's go. Okay, we will go. You can give me a Christmas gift. Fine.
yeah,
Even though it's like, what is it, March, April? I don't even know anymore.
from because you were with him when you guys fell out of the plane.
Yeah.
He was older and doddering, but still looked strong, straight back and whatnot. The ordeal in the with the judge has definitely taken a toll. He doesn't just look a man that's tired, especially seeing him practically grow in size, not to like a hulking perspective, but as if he had put on 30 pounds in muscle in 1 second when he was flexing against the judge. Like that has seemed to diminish him quite substantially. So he's small limp in his walk now.
You okay, dude? You don't look so hot.
It's part of the reason that I want to do this before I'm too weak to be able to do this.
So vague.
I know. As you guys are talking, he's taking you down a series of hallways and gets to a elevator that goes one floor more down. You get to like what looks to be a boiler room. Large furnaces all around. Actually, why don't you make me a...
You know, if I weren't a vampire, I'd think you were about to try to kill me.
Quite the opposite, darling.
Did you just call me darling?
Oh, you remind me of somebody from my youth. Make me a wits and... You know what? Yeah, technology actually makes sense in this one. No, a wits and insight. Make me a wits and insight check as you get into this room.
One success.
What you hear is the sound of metal being struck. The forever ding, 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 ding. And there's a lot of heat around. Obviously, some of them are water boilers. Some of them are heaters for the huge mansion. But you do hear the ding, ding happening somewhere in the distance.
Did you take me into Hephaestus's lair? Where are we?
He actually kind of like straightens up with that. That's quite a good reference. I'm sorry. I didn't
I
mean
know
to.
some things.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm surprised that you knew that.
I just don't know how to drive
Yeah.
or to handle a gun.
He walks you over to start looking at the walls, and you see suits of armor. First two, and then you see more tactical armor. Then you see more modern weapons. And then you see classical today body armor that you'd find at like riots. And there's just a older man, about in his probably 60s, but huge, like big beefcake, soot covered.
Oh, Anna would love you.
All right. Actually, yes, Anna would love this guy. This guy is balding right in the front. He has a little horseshoe going on, like in the like right above his temples. Close cut, sweat dripping off of him. Leather apron, stained. But you look over to the right and you see his tools, and they're immaculately set up, like a surgeon's operating table. You see him with a big hammer, almost too large for his build. Strike down again, and you see the sparks come out of a finished piece, and he scorches it, brings it back up, and it's just ridged in the center and has two little bevels, and he puts it to the side. Then you see a rest of the parts right around where he put it, what looks to be a deconstructed gun. I'd like you to make one more wits and insight roll for me.
Okay. Danika can read, though. She's not illiterate. Just wanted to put that out there.
Oh yeah, but that's a very specific reference. That is like a college, like second year of college. Well,
Dante.
I would say maybe like middle school at best.
Dante gave.
Yeah, and Dante and Pops were very
that's true.
historical.
Michael Corleone was very historic.
Well, he wouldn't know this. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it makes sense that Danica would be like, oh.
Yeah, of all the things that Danika knows, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one that you get.
Hey,
Can't put on
Greeks and
goggles.
Romans, man.
Can't put on fucking goggles, but
God, you still have them on. You look at the fireplace. Ah,
I know.
They've been on for hours.
Yeah.
The batteries have died.
got 3 successes.
That's fantastic. You've seen other individuals, the like the Walking Saint, this deconstructed gun that is reverently put on a piece of almost blue sheened leather. You're not quite sure the treatment of whatever it is, but it does look like it's reverently being made. The same kind of symbols that were on the Walking Saint's gun. And you can infer with that roll that there's more to do to blacksmithing. This individual is doing more than just blacksmithing right now. He's imparting something. There's a craft that's going on that is beyond just production.
Mm-hmm.
The Lieutenant God comes up to you and goes, "Can I see your katanas?"
Both of them?
Probably for the best.
Are you gonna break them? These are very delicate swords. They're very difficult to make. I swear to, well, not God, but
I always find it fascinating that vampires are completely aware that God exists and are always slightly agnostic.
I mean, he's not my fave.
Well, that truly makes you a child of Cain. It's not his fave either.
Oh, did the fangs not give it away?
But if we may,
Yeah, here.
he takes them, actually surprisingly reverently. You know, he lays them down on the large older man turns around and wipes his brow. Well, you came here to do something. What do you want to do? He looks at you, Danika. It's your weapons.
I don't know.
He looks at the katanas, like pretty masterly crafted.
Yeah.
Turns it around. He's like, Rashani made this. I can tell by and he like takes it in like small little strip of leather that like happens to poke out beyond the guard. He's like, oh, actually, this is Rashani original. Looks at you for a second. Interesting. It's pretty much exactly as well made as it can be made. What are you looking to do?
I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm here.
He
said he had answers, but I had no questions, and now I'm in a boiler room.
Yeah, the Lieutenant God puts his hand on your shoulder one last time, and he goes, I want to add what my faith is to this weapon.
Is that gonna be good for me, though?
Currently, you're fighting for man against a foreign god. You're not fighting against Satan. You're fighting against something else. If I could call the Morning Star right now, he would stand up to fight against that.
Is that an option? Can we do that?
There's been research in it.
Huh.
But that's the problem. Gods are hard to get a hold of. I don't know if you've ever prayed in your life, at least once. Did anyone speak back?
Yeah, that's gonna be a negative ghostwriter. I don't think I've ever tried to speak to your god.
I am the left hand of God, and I know he exists.
Yeah,
But
so do
my
I.
knees are bare from hair, and he's never answered back once.
That sounds pretty typical from what I've heard.
What I'm going to imbue into this, or try to, is the protection of humanity. You've already fought against this usurper, something that wasn't in the Pantheon, something that wasn't part of the original story. This is the closest thing that we have to an alien presence on the Earth that has ever happened. So I don't think this will harm you at all, as long as you use it to try to defend what's left of the human species.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. That was always the plan, but if you think it'll help.
He nods, taking that as an agreement. It will take both of us, because this will be connected to you personally.
This isn't going to turn me into Dae or Lawrence, is it?
No, this will just... I can't save your soul. No matter what I do, it was forfeit the moment you became what you are.
I was about to say, I don't think vampires have souls.
They're just in a waiting room, as far as that we know. But what I do know is that God does need soldiers. Perhaps I can help you there. None of my order, even of my best, none of the walking saints have ever stood up to a god. You've met one of my favorites.
They
Now
haven't stood up to a
upstairs.
god yet.
You jumped in its mouth. That's not an exaggeration. I know that you don't enjoy that story, but this is something that you can't wash off. This is a stain of honor that will for always be yours. If there is an individual in the end times that has earned the right to have a sword of God.
It wasn't just me, though. That's the problem.
If I gave this to Anna, what would she do with a martial weapon? And compared to what you would do with the same weapon in your hand. If I gave this to Dae, what would Dae do with this weapon compared to what you could do with this weapon in your hand?
Honestly, Dae would probably just stab me with it.
Would you like to try?
Sure. I mean, it can't hurt, right?
He goes up and has a small conversation with this large gentleman, that's over the anvil. The actual forge itself it almost looks like a church organ. Like the amount of like steam stacks and different things that are going through it. All of it's mechanized, none of it's computerized. These are little bells and whistles and bobs that they start turning and moving around. Your katanas are taken off of the reverent blue leather place and put directly upon like a little conveyor belt that will lead it into the forge. And he starts wavering it in. Like two different handholds that spin in opposite directions. And the sword goes in and begins to heat up. You can see it go into a mold. And the lieutenant god comes up and grabs your hand tightly.
Ow. No, not gonna let... No. Okay, all right, here we go.
Yeah, and we'll come right back to you. Dae and Anna are walking down a hallway.
So what was all that back there with the dagger? You don't trust James all of a sudden, or?
No, well, I mean, I have my suspicions about James, but
I just figured because he's a Jessicar.
yeah, no, like that makes loads of sense. But it was the way that his head to toe in red girlfriend was eyeballing the dagger.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how to feel about her.
Yeah, I do not either. I mean, I like her mojo, but I do not like her mojo around a dagger that could one-shot any of us, really.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it to James, not her. So,
Yes, but I do not know what kind of a pull she has on James, so...
Oh, that's a good call. That's a good call. So that's okay. But then we'll get the blood analyzed. That should be fine. How are you, Anna?
I mean, I drove a tank. You did not see your inside, but
Yeah.
it was really cool.
No, that was cool. That was cool. That was good. That was good. I just mean, like, how are you?
I mean, how am I, Day? I mean, I don't think that I understand what you mean. I mean,
To be fair, I have not known you for that long,
right,
but I've been around long enough to know when somebody's getting a little lost.
right.
And you
Okay.
seem a little lost.
I have a lot of things that I have been questioning of late.
The Rasputin thing.
I mean, yeah, there's the Rasputin thing and this information that he may not be my sire. That's got me a little bit verklempt, I admit. You know.
Yeah, I could see why that would be a bit of a thorn in your side, not having answers. How are you? How are you feeling though? Like the cravings, the
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not going to uh drink to the last drop in Liz's place, but I mean, it's really great when you get to it.
yeah. That's what I've heard. I've personally not done it myself. I did have a friend a while back, we'll say, who was a fan of partaking in that the what he called the elegance of drinking life.
This is a good way to put it.
As you guys are walking, it's just like nice sconces, just a long hallway. And, the people that are with you are obviously orderlies, no one you got to worry about, and you have this private moment to yourselves.
The issue is that we have the ongoing joke that we're immortal and we have no souls. Therefore, the world is what we make it.
Right.
But the truth is that every time you chase that high, you do lose something. And I don't know what to call it, but something about you will change. And I know how hypocritical this sounds right now because I'm a goddamn drug addict. But there's one thing that even I won't do. And it's because I've seen what it does to others.
Well, I mean, I think that there are I think that there are times and there are moments when decisions need to be made and you need to be ready to make these decisions.
Decisions, yes, but have you seen the process? Have you witnessed it firsthand?
What, of someone draining someone?
Yes.
I mean, I lived with a Zavid.
And how many times did he
I mean,
drain somebody completely?
He indulged a couple of times, I mean, but mostly after, like, he would do something crazy, like try to run like 3 shows in one night, and then he would do that for like 6 months, and then he would be exhausted. And
then how was he after?
I mean, he was a little bit different for a little while, but eventually he came back around.
You see, the issue is that you'll start feeling that hollowness again. We're always hungry,
Yes.
but it gets worse. And eventually it will overtake all of your rationality and your common sense. And again, I don't want to get super emotional or into it because I'm just not that kind of guy, but it was a good friend of mine that I had to put down.
Right. Well, I mean, look, we are vampires.
Yeah.
And sometimes when we make a mistake, or we have to make a decision, or we decide to give in to that hunger and that thirst, I think it's almost a little bit good for you.
In what way?
Well, I think that it is a reminder, really, of not so much the things that you gave up when you were turned, but the things that you are capable of as a vampire. I mean, we really walk the earth as a small army of like little grim reapers with fangs. I know that everybody sees me as like the weird one or whatever, but
Yeah, you're fucking weird.
and you know what? I probably lean into that quite a bit, to
And
be
that's
honest.
fine. I appreciate it.
And there's not much that I do not think about very carefully first. And I think that when I make a decision to drink to the last drop, it is not a decision that I have made lightly, because I know that there are losses that I will take and that the gains are very short-lived.
I guess all I'm trying to say is, keep an eye out for when that decision becomes a little too easy. That's all.
As you say that, the orderlies stop and just gesture towards the door.
All right, well, let's see what's going on with our buddy Lawrence here.
I'm going to tap on this little glass window in the door. Lawrence.
He's been taken off. You can see through the window that he's no longer on the bright yellow, like, travel emergency gurney. He's now on a bed.
A medical surfboard.
Yeah, right. As much care. You guys like to go in, or?
Yeah, Dae,
I will wait here.
I pull out a cigarette and, I'm shaking a little bit.
It will be all right, Dae. I will be right
really
here.
don't want to do this right now.
You know what, though? I will be right here. Unless you want me to come in with you. Do you want me to go in with you?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Are you
know what?
sure?
Yeah.
Dae, I'm
You
here
know
for
what?
you. You know that, right?
Yeah, and I ditto. It feels like, is it hot in here? I
mean,
I don't feel heat, but it
it's-
feels. What is
It's
that?
really not very
Okay,
warm in
okay,
here,
okay.
actually. It might be a little bit cold.
Okay, all right. Well,
Do you want me to hold your jacket?
yeah, okay, yeah. That'll. You know what? No, that feels weird. I'm putting. Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Shh. Stop freaking out.
Do you have any
Stop freaking
pointy
out.
things? You don't have any pointy things in your jacket, do you?
That's probably a good idea. I take the machete off my back.
Cool.
And the
Sure.
shillelagh off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. This will be fine. This is good. How do I look? Don't answer that. All right. And then I walk
Just
in.
wait.
What?
I'm going to lick my fingers and I'm going to like straighten out some of his
Okay.
unruly hair.
Okay.
I take a deep breath and I
You
walk in.
look, she sweetly does sweep back some of your hair. Some of the grime, like right around, like you had a little smear.
Little schmutz.
Little
Yeah,
schmutz.
right, taken off. You open the door. They've taken great care. You've literally seen him in a Camarilla bed just a day ago. And this, in comparison, that feels so clinical. This was humans. Like, just that breath that they have of life, of what actual care looks like,
Yeah.
kind of hits you. It's not corporate art on the wall. It actually is a painting you can't discern. It's a bear trying to climb a tree, like a little baby black bear trying to climb a tree, but the colors are just vibrant when it looks to the canopy. The lighting in here is, instead of being useful for a doctor, this is useful for a patient. He is strapped to a bed, but instead of having rails like a hospital bed, this is old oak. It ties down by the bottoms of the bedpost, still doing its job, but this is care. You look over in his head. He stopped spitting and spazzering. But his head is looking towards the wall, looking at that painting.
Hey, Lawrence. You look different. Did you get a haircut or something?
I'm just, it's good to see you. And he turns looking at you. And will someone please give me the dominate skill?
Which one are you looking for?
Level 3 dominate.
Going to be in the back. I took out 1 and 2.
Oh, did you? Did you now?
Lawrence learned the new trick. Fortitude.
Oh, he's currently siphoning through his own timeline, so he's deciding what choices he gets right now.
Read it to you, or
Yeah, just read it for the audience. What's a level 3 dominate?
this doesn't have level.
Flip it over, babe.
Oh, there we go. Is that the only level 3 one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can rewrite whole swatches of the victim's memories as long as you can hold the victim's gaze for a sufficiently long and uninterrupted period. To make these changes, you must verbally describe the new memories to which the victim accepts unquestionably as their own. This power does not let you investigate existing true memories. It resembles blindly painting over older canvases.
Yep. So as he turns...
And it's his manipulation and dominate versus my intelligence and resolve.
As he turns, those... what were like red and white pupils that almost shock you for like a split second go back to his darker, almost hazel brown eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And that gaunt face that he currently has, you can see his cheekbones that are sucked back, seems to reform, and that wonderful glow and that smile from you going over the bridge in Tokyo. That guy looks back at you. Wow. I'm a little uncomfortable right now. You mind loosening me up?
I'm going to roll real quick.
Yep. And I'm going to do all of these rolls in front of the screen.
Okay.
Because this is important. 2 successes.
2 sevens.
2 sevens. We're just looking for 6s. So you have that. So we matched, right? 2 successes. No problem. That facade for a second feels so good, and you just want to go over and undo his.
Yeah, I take
restraints.
a step forward.
But then you see on his right side of his face that cheek that was just full of life begins to hollow. And you see an exposed fang that he hasn't learned to retract yet.
I pull back my hand.
Yeah.
Like, hey, buddy. Good try.
Yeah, buddy, huh? Buddy, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Really? That's what we are. We're buddies.
I mean, we're something, aren't we?
Oh, I definitely say that we're something. Now, I'd like to know the presence level 3. You actually do feel a snap in time, as if he's running through his own timeline, like choosing his own stuff.
There's dread gaze and entrancement.
Yep. Dread gaze.
By briefly exposing your true nature, you can instill utter terror in a single subject. That's charisma and presence versus composure and resolve.
One success.
It's a 9 and an 8. That's 2 successes.
2 successes. He stares into you, and those eyes that he's kept brown, almost that hazel, revert back to that red rimmed with the black and the white pupil, and just stares at you, and you can feel hatred. You can feel disappointment, which is the one that really stands at you.
Look, I get it. You're pissed off, but you don't know what was happening. Okay, this was I didn't know. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. But you gotta believe me when I say, Lawrence, there was no way to get you out alive, so I had to get you out undead.
He just takes a second, takes that in, and just spits in frustration, and it lands on his nice, very beautiful duvet cover, and it's blood instead of spit. Fuck. I can't even spit anymore. What happens? Do I even piss anymore?
No, you do not. You do not piss anymore. That's gone. Look, I'm here to be upfront with you, Lawrence. It's not good, but nothing is good right now. And I'm sorry, but when it comes to you dying in a hospital bed to the Camarilla, I wasn't going to allow it.
I wasn't dying. I've looked back to where we were. I was alive. I was fine. I was exactly who I was.
You were. You were also
And that
a
wasn't-
vegetable, Lawrence. You know what you didn't see is everything that happened after that. They were going to kill the left hand of God. They were going to take out Rasputin.
He settles back down to his thing.
We lost Jessica over all of this.
Jessica's dead?
Jessica's gone.
He spits again. Please give me acid spit. I believe it's a
Scorpion's
yeah.
Venom.
Yeah.
Ooh, Anna has that
Yeah,
one.
right. And he's gonna spit on his. He's gonna try to spit on his restraints.
Scorpion's touch. Is that what it is?
I love that skill, by the way.
Yeah. By the way, these aren't his like combined skills. He's legitimately moving time to figure out what he is. This is not a thing he's going to be able to do later. This is legitimately during his cooking time period. By the way, Sprocket is with you. No, sorry, Sprocket isn't with you. Sprocket wishes he was with you right now because
Yeah,
this would be
he got
his
pulled away.
this would be his opus.
Yeah, right. Wait till he hears about this one.
Yeah,
Do you want corrosive vitae or
yeah,
do you
corrosive
want?
would be good.
Okay. Corrosive vitae is level 1 blood sorcery. Each drop produces enough blood to corrode an approximate circular area with a 35 centimeter radius. The corrosion takes roughly 5 minutes to affect most materials. Soft metals take slightly longer, and hard metals merely scar and pit along their surface.
Well, this would be a softer metal, but he spits down on it and tries to like take the, like the chain and realizes this is not strong enough to do what he does.
Just a little
I
smoke.
mean, like, yeah. And just the anger there. You can see him like flexing his hand until it just gives up and it just falls to his side. You didn't give me a choice.
I wasn't
I
given
would have
a
always
choice.
chosen you, but you didn't give me a choice.
I tried to talk to you. You were unconscious. I had to make the choice. And again, they were going to kill the left hand of God, which I'm not really sure why I cared so much. But they also had Rasputin locked in an Iron Maiden. They killed Jessica just because she was there, essentially, ruining the trial. There was a trial, by the way, where that's why they were going to kill him. The prince was on a 3-day filibuster, and we took down the Camarilla, and there were some casualties on the way. You weren't one of them.
So you're telling me that you got your dream, that you got the thing that you've always been looking for, to bring down the Camarilla, right? Bring down the establishment.
It wasn't just about taking down the Camarilla. I'm not so vain as to say I didn't fucking love every second of it. But you know what the first thing I did was? You know what the top of the agenda was? Is getting you out safely. That
That's
was
funny.
that was the number one thing that I did.
That's funny because when I came back to consciousness, you were not the first face I saw. I saw Vol.
Yeah, because I got you out of an exploding building.
He just settles back down again. Make me a manipulation, and God, you're being honest. So
Is that charisma or
yeah. No. Well, yeah, you're being honest. So
like charisma and persuasion? It's not intimidation or
it's
manipulation.
not- yeah, charisma and persuasion.
All right.
That makes sense. It's a hard roll.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I want to know how he feels about it.
It's 3 successes.
He settles back down, and he looks up to the painting. And he sees the canopy of the forest that the bear is climbing up. He sees the way that the artist had almost made it like a stained glass window. All those little half colors and changing between autumn and winter. I'm never going to see the sun again. ever gonna see the sun again?
You know, back in Tokyo, I tried to apologize when just a piece of me was a part of you, and you thanked me.
I thanked you
I
because
said it was a curse, and you denied it. And the worst part is that I know what's happening to you is so unfair. I get that more than anybody. But you have to understand that this isn't about you or me. This is about what's going to happen in the very near future and whether or not we can stop it. And if you wished that you had died in a hospital bed in the Camarilla, I'm sorry. But now you're going to have to continue to be a part of this. And afterwards, you can hate me. But right now, you need to come to terms with what has happened. And I will never be able to apologize enough for that.
he puts his hand out as if to take my hand.
You know, last time I did this, you,
I'm better now.
all right, okay.
Do you take his hand?
I take his hand.
All right, Anna, you are.
Peeking in the window.
Yeah, right. All of a sudden, you hear.
Where's the knock coming from?
It appears to be behind you.
Behind me?
Mm-hmm.
Turn around.
There's another door with a very similar window that looks into a different room, and all you see is a hand with a N64 controller that's knocking on the glass.
What do they have you down here for?
You just hear another knock.
All right. Go over to the window. And I look in the window.
He does the same exact head movement you do.
I'll flip it back over the other way.
He does it the other way.
I see you are feeling better, Rasputin.
I'd not consider this feeling better.
But you are better than you were. At least you are
Wow.
talking.
I'm glad I'm standing.
Do you remember what happened?
Not really.
Yeah, it's probably better that way, to be honest.
So, what are the chances of me getting bloodbath?
Well, you know what? We have tried. We asked for it. I do not know if Liz is going to come through on it, but if you give
Liz?
me a little bit of time,
Are we in,
we are in Palace.
well, bullshit and fuck.
I know, right?
This is not
But
like,
if you
of
give
all
me,
places, we came to Palace.
well, we had to. We did not have anywhere else to go. Jake King
There's
made like
so
this
many
really
other
big storm
places.
outside, and then it got all crazy with the weather.
How long was
But
I out?
do you know what though? There's kind of good news because outside is where that little human encampment is now, and I could go and I could snatch some, and I could bring them in, and I could make you a bath if you wanted.
You got to remember, he hasn't had
Mm-hmm.
any conversation with you.
Yes.
Like, human encampment.
Yes.
Like what? Is she, like, is the Queen Elizabeth having picnic?
No. But there was a human encampment not far from a place, and now it looks like they're being moved into like the inside of the gates of Buckingham Palace, just to make sure that everybody is safe and kind of inside a bubble.
Oh. Okay, why don't you,
Go snatch some babies.
that sounds horrible.
Oh, okay.
Not the babies, like old people that no one needs anymore. It's best. It's like wine, it's better when aged.
Okay, well, I mean, I will see what I can do. Do you have a preference for like a particular vintage?
I am kind of thinking like a combined different regions.
I mean, I'm going to be limited to my resources here.
You just like he's holding both of his hands to his.
Okay, you
head,
know what?
just
Never
like,
mind. It
oh,
is fine. I will go and I will
Four will be fine.
figure it
How
out.
long have I been in this room?
Not very long, actually. It's probably only been a couple of hours.
So the last thing I remember is you screaming in my head.
Yes. I was trying to wake you up, and I was trying to get your attention.
Okay. No, I was with Camarilla.
Yes.
And you were like batshit crazy, need saving.
Yes. And you came, and you were in that big fireball, and you
I was in
landed.
fireball. He like starts checking his like personage.
Yeah. You were in the fireball, and then there was...
Where's all my things?
They're all... Don't worry. We have your things.
Like you hear like a against the wall.
No, it's fine.
And,
You have your things.
Dust from the sconce,
Yep.
like the two sconces
Yep.
against the wall, like shatter.
I think that you may need to eat a little bit quicker than you think. Hey, Rasputin?
like know what I need are my things.
Okay, we will get you
You
your
hear
things.
another.
Rasputin.
You see a little crack goes through the.
Who was the lady that you were dancing with?
He stops and takes a step back from the door. What do you mean, lady?
That's what I said. It was a lady. You pulled her through a portal, I think, is what it was. There's a really big dog that came out after her.
What happened to the dog and what happened to lady?
They went back through the portal, as far as I
Did
remember.
I put them through portal or are they still here?
You know what? It's a little fuzzy. I do not remember
This
exactly.
is not okay to be fuzzy with.
No,
It
I
is
am
only
sorry.
one or
There was
two
a lot of
answers.
things, and I do not even remember if I was conscious through the whole thing, to be honest.
From as far back, he was